slaves. In 1973, he led a group of men organizing and initiating the Honolulu Marathon. And by proclamation, he is called the father of the Honolulu Marathon. A couple of years ago, Jim Berahall from the association said, oh, he found some letters that says that, that Frank F.A.C.S.M was the father of the marathon, or the founder of the marathon, but he wasn't. He was a very strong supporter. So the person that was sponsoring or initiating the Honolulu Marathon Clinic is sitting right here. Now in 1974, he started the Honolulu Marathon Clinic, which means that this is the 41st year. It comes on every Sunday, most Sundays during the year, or sometimes he's on hiatus, sometimes he's on vacation. And he's been doing this for 40 years, so this is the 41st year that he will be doing this. In 1976, he married Donna, his wife Donna, and became a local boy by injection. His son, Kavika, graduated from Kamehameha schools. And his other son, and he's serving in the Navy Reserves up in the Northwest. He has another son, Jackson, who is a financial wizard. And Dr. Scaff asked him to handle his finances. But his son Jackson told him, I couldn't do it any better than you. So, and in 1996, Dr. Scaff was nominated for and was inducted into the inaugural Honolulu Marathon Hall of Fame. In 2003, he was nominated for and inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame of Hawaii, joining the likes of Duka Hanamoko, Alexander Cartwright, Herman Whittemire, Tommy Kukui, and a whole bunch of other people, famous sports figures. In 2011, Dr. Scaff was nominated and inducted into as a Hawaii living treasure by the Hongkong Chief. Dr. Scaff is the foremost aviation medical examiner in the state of Hawaii and probably in the United States. Dr. Scaff, you can speak now.
I hope we never have to go through that again. I like it. But I've been coming down here every Sunday when I'm in town for the past 41 years, and I do it because I enjoy it. Now, how many people are new? All right. Our definition of a beginner is somebody who can't climb a flight of stairs without resting. I'm sure everybody here can climb a flight of stairs, correct? Okay, staff, volunteers, we got an advanced group. You're doing very, very well. Now, I give the same talk. I change it a little bit for format. I'll go through just a couple of rules and regulations, and I always tell the same jokes. And if I forget to tell the joke, the staff brings it to my attention. So just be patient. You'll catch on to what they are. Now, as I said, we're for beginners. And we treat all the new people here as friends we haven't met yet. Okay, so no matter how comfortable you are, uncomfortable you may be, we have a group of people who are just great. We have trained literally tens of thousands of beginners. What's our completion rate? If you show up at the starting line, you get hurt or whatever, 99%. And that doesn't make any difference how slow you may be. I mean, you start out, you'll get there. That's almost a guarantee. But there are rules, the rules of the road. And you don't have to follow the rules. But we've trained, say we have 500 people every year for 40 years. We've had more than that. Just think of the numbers. We've learned we made all the mistakes for you. If you make a new mistake, let me know. I love to research that. But if you want to say, oh, I can do this, I can do that, maybe you can, maybe you can't. And we'll go through the physiology of why it's impossible to run a marathon, even if you're an athlete. I mean, if you go down, you know, we see football players, basketball players, soccer players, they show up to start, and you all pass them at the 18-mile mark because you're using a different, physiologically it's very different. So some of this has to be based on faith. I'm going to talk maybe today 11 minutes, but normally I talk 10 minutes or less. Can't cover everything in one day. So first we'll talk about what will kill you, and then what will hurt you, and then how to do it. You know, so we go through in a certain progression. What will kill you? Obviously cardiovascular risk factors. If you have them, you should have an exercise test. We'll leave it at that. We assume that you've been cleared by your doctor, and if you have individual questions later on, I can answer and tell you what I think you need to do. You have to remember, in 1974, we trained 5 heart attack patients to run the Honolulu Marathon. Then we ran in Boston, and we were going to publish it in Circulation. New York Academy of Sciences said, this is too good, can we publish it? It became a landmark article, recognized as one of the great events in cardiology the last quarter of the last century. So, and now people say, well, the other cardiologists say, well, the roads are going to be littered with the bodies of your experiments. You know, I go, well, I'm not in the operating room, I don't know what's going on up there, but all ours, I can tell you, of the first 5 that we trained, they're all passed away, and they all died of old age. One was 98. All right, so our definition is a heart attack's good for your health if you get into the right program. But the normals out there get into trouble, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Now, we meet on time, coordinated universal time, every Sunday until the week after the marathon, except for 3-day holidays. If you show up late, you can't ask what we covered that day. You can ask the next week, all right? You're here on time, we'll cover it once. If you don't want to listen to the talk and some of your experience, move over to the side. It's very quiet now so that we can cover those who want to hear. And if during the talk you've heard enough, feel free to move away. We're very ecumenical, and we want to take care of you, and some of you have different needs. A couple of things. We don't allow any editorializing. That is, we know some of you may have the best food product or supplement in the world. Bring it down, and then everybody else wants to bring theirs. And we're here to run, not to do that. And so if it's something that we think you should know, we'll put it up on the bulletin board. When I put up medical articles or things for you to read, well documented in the literature and not subject to controversy. And please, no pets. The Parks doesn't like it, and we like pets. Pets can't run a marathon because they can't sweat. The pet, if we politely ask you to take your pet home, please be paid. Remember, that's Parks and Recreation rule. And no advertising. If you want to promote a road race, if you want us to pass out something, let's look at it first, make sure that it meets all the proper standards. Now, those are just very simple rules. Now, keystone of our program is 1 hour 3 times a week, starting today. If you can't do an hour, next time you go out, run slower. Everybody here can probably walk an hour. Can you walk from one end of the Ala Moana Shopping Center and back in an hour? Probably. So you're already there. See? So now we just have to decide how fast you're going to go. And we run in a circle. And the men are very macho because they're bulletproof. And one of them came back one year, see, I did it in 40 minutes. Now you got 20 more minutes to go. He looked at the and so for the men, if you're in the head and the women pass you, they're allowed to give you a little goose, all right? And by the second Sunday, all the men are running in the back where they belong, all right? It's also a great way to meet people, so either way. Now, we're primarily a fun-oriented group. We meet on Sundays. You do your work on the other days. We'll have picnics. We'll have bus trips. We're nonprofit. None of our directors, none of us have paid. So if you help buy the shirts, the books, and everything, we do have expenses. We have insurance. You know, we have to pay for buses. We lose money on the buses, but the trips are worth it. So don't be afraid to leave with product. It helps. And our entire operating budget is probably $6,000 a year, maybe less. You know, and so it's free. All right, but help us out as you can. Now. As I said, we meet, it's rain or shine. Now, yesterday it was raining, wasn't it? It's not raining here today, and it could be pouring wherever you are. We will be here. Now, I checked with the Weather Service for the coming year, and they said there would be 2 or 3 days when it's raining so hard we can't run, but none of them are on Sunday. All right, so it's already taken you. Okay, second joke, you caught it. Okay, and then our staff are experts. They may look roly-poly, some of them, they may look like this, they may look like you. But they've all run one or more marathons. And they run at different paces. So that we will get you into a group. It's better off to start out on the slow side and then move up rather than the other way back. Now, a couple of safety and then I'm done for today. We don't like headsets. You can wear them. We'll ask you not to here because you need all your senses. I've gone down there to to Paki and Montserrat, and I've seen cars run red lights. And if you're running that way across the street and not looking both ways, you can get hit. Every runner who's been killed in Hawaii by a car, and there have been a few, like one right in the center of Diamond Head Road in front of the lighthouse. The person was running in the middle of the street, a police car was in hot pursuit in the middle of the day. The policeman shouldn't have done that, but that person shouldn't have been there. Now, the next thing is, if you're hassled, particularly women, don't pound on the hood of the car. And all you do is you have a pissed off driver looking for somebody else. Get that car's license and bring it to me or to us. Then we go to the police department because we're well known to the police department. And they send two of the biggest men that person has ever seen in their life. Said, did you know if they have a police record? And they commented that. We have never had a driver hassle people twice. So let us take care of that. We don't want you getting into trouble, even though I know how you feel about it. All right? So that's it for today for me. Next Sunday, it's an hour. Peter will give you some other announcements you need to know. And generally, our talks will get shorter and shorter. We'll get you out faster and faster. Okay. Oh, one other thing. People say, oh, did you hurt your back running? Well, no, it helped me. All I can tell you is having cancer and chemotherapy destroys the nerves in your legs. And that was 2 or 3 years ago. It's all past. But I just wanted to answer in the best. What's this old man on a cane doing? Talk to us about that. Okay. Talk to you later.